To start off, we are going to discuss what exactly is merge. Well, merge statement was introduced in SQL Server 2008 version. It was introduced to allow us to perform all the three DML operations in one single statement. That means we no longer have to write multiple statements for performing inserts, updates, and deletes. The basic difference in all the DML operations and merge is a combination of all DMLs in one single statement. With merge statement, we require two tables, source table and the target table. Source table is the one which contains the changes that needs to be applied to the target table, and target table is the one that requires the changes on which we are going to perform the inserts, updates, and deletes. So merge helps us to compare the source and the target, and it's good for basically to keep them in sync. It's very good especially when we are trying to perform ETL operations. ETL stands for extraction, transformation, and loading, where our source is our OLTP table and our destination tables are in the data warehouse or the staging environment. Merge statement joins the target table to the source table by using a common column in both the conditions in both the tables, just like joins. Based on how the rows match up, we can then perform inserts, updates, or deletes on the target table. So there are three conditions when performing merge: matched, not matched by target, and not matched by source. Matched basically means when values match up in both the tables. Not matched by target, that means the value is present in the source table only. And not matched by source, that means the values are present in the target table column only. So let's try to understand this better with an example. So here we have two tables, customer source and customer target. So we are trying to sync the customer target table with the customer source table. So we are going to perform our inserts, updates, and deletes on the customer target table all in one statement using merge. So if you look at the data here, customer target is the table on which we will be performing all our inserts, updates, and deletes. We will be using ID column in both the tables to join them. When rows match between the two tables, we want to perform an update. So if you look at the data in the table here, in both the tables, we have a record with ID 1. So those rows match up and we want to perform an update. So we want to update one Peter with one Paul. When the rows don't match up, so when they don't match by source, that means the record is present only in the target table. So if you look at the data here, 3 John is present only in the target table and it's not in the source table. So I want to delete it from the target table. And when the record is present only in the source table, which is Robert with ID 2, you want to insert that record into the customer target table. So final result that we want is customer target table is updated now with 1 Paul because that was the value in the source table. 2 Robert, which was not present in the target table but now is present, we inserted that record from the source table, and 3 John, which was only present in the target table, we finally deleted it and got rid of it. So now we can see our customer target table is exactly in sync with the customer source table. So how did we do that? So notice here is the syntax to do it. So we have merge target table. In our case, customer target is our target table name. So we write merge customer target as T, give it an alias name, using the source table. In our case, it is customer source. So using customer source and give it an alias as S. On, we need to mention the joining condition on what columns are we joining the two tables. So the minimum requirement is at least one column. You can always join on more than one column by mentioning the AND clause. So here we are joining them on the ID. So I'm going to use the aliases t.id equal to s.id. So the target's ID is, I'm matching it with the source ID column. Now we have the three conditions. When matched, that means when IDs are present in both the tables, then we want to update. So we are updating the target table value with the value coming in from the source table. When not matched by target, that means the value is present only in the source table. So 2 Robert is present only in the source table and not in the target table, then we want to perform an insert. So then we are inserting that row into the target table from values coming in from the source table. You don't need to explicitly mention t.id and t.name because it's understood that all the DML operations affect the target table only. And the last condition, When not matched by source, that means it is not present in the source table, only in the target table. Such records, we want to delete them from the target table, so we just write delete. Pretty much straightforward syntax here. And don't forget to terminate it with a semicolon, otherwise you will get an error. Okay, so let's try this in action. Let's flip over to SQL Server Management Studio. Go ahead and hit new query. Don't forget to switch to TestDB. So let's switch to our test database. So let's go ahead and create the two tables that we were using in the example here. So let's go ahead and create the customer source and the customer target tables. So I'm going to create table customer source, and it has two columns, ID, int, and I'm going to make it primary key, name, varchar. Same way, let's go ahead and just copy this, and all we'll do is change the table name customer source to customer target. So let's go ahead and execute this. Oops, I already have it, so let's drop the table. Okay, let's try it once more. Okay, so I have the two tables now. Let's check it. TestDB tables. Okay, so I have my two tables here. Let's check if the two tables are empty. Okay, let's go ahead and insert the data into the tables as per the example. So the values in the customer source were 1 Paul and 2 Robert. Okay, and the values in the target table are 1 Peter and 2 John. Okay, let's go ahead and insert these records and just make sure that the values are as per what we need. Okay, so we want to sync our target table with the source table. So let's go ahead and it's 3 John. Okay, so let's write our merge statement. So the syntax merge target table name. So our target table is customer target. Let's give it an alias T. Using customer source, give it an alias S, and I'm matching them on the ID condition. I can go ahead and match on more than one columns, but in our case, we're going to just match them on the ID. Okay, so I have 3 conditions. When matched, then I need to update. So set p.name equal s.name. When not matched by target, then I need to insert from the source, and when not matched by source, then I want to delete them. Don't forget to terminate it with a semicolon. Okay, let's go ahead and execute this. And let's check the two tables. They should be exactly same. Okay, so I see that my 1 got updated from Peter to Paul, and 2 got inserted, and 3 got deleted. Okay, working as per what we discussed. Okay. So these are some of the keywords that we just used in the merge statement. So the merge keyword, you specify the target table on which the DML operations have to be applied. Using, you specify the source table's name. On, you specify on what columns you want to compare the source and target table with. When matched, so when the conditions match, then you want to update. When not matched by target, that means it's present in the source table only, then you want to insert. And when not matched by source, then you want to delete it. So what is this output clause here? Which it says that it can access inserted and deleted magic tables. So let's try to understand this output clause better. So what is this output clause? Output clause was introduced in SQL Server 2005, and it basically returns the values of all the rows that were affected by the DML operations. It can be used in any of the DML statements, or it can also be used with merge. In merge, it gives you an access to the magic tables, inserted and deleted magic tables, with the help of this output clause. And you can also filter out if an insert, update or delete was performed by using a $action variable, and you can redirect the values coming in from the output clause into a separate table variable or temporary table. So this is the merge syntax which we just used. All you have to do is just add one extra statement there with an output keyword, output $action. This is a variable which will tell you basically if an insert was performed, an update was performed, or a delete was performed, because there are chances either one or all of them could be performed with the help of merge statement. And then you can access the inserted and the deleted magic tables. So .star is basically I'm accessing all the columns in these magic tables. So let's try this on our SQL Server. All you have to do is just add one more statement after the statements. So let's say output $action, insert with .star, and delete with .star. So let's try to insert one more record into the source table. So let's insert for Joe, and let's try to delete ID2. Okay, so let's check our source and target tables. 2 got deleted, 4 got inserted. So now we need to sync our target with the source. So let's try to just run this command again. So this is the result of what the output clause gave us. So it's saying that an update was performed on one Paul. Record 2 got deleted and record 4 got inserted. So basically it helps us to keep a track or records of all the changes that are applied on the target table. So this helps us in auditing purposes or just to display some messages to the client in various applications. You can also simulate the performance of merge without using merge with just our simple insert, update and delete statements, along with using some joins. So when match condition can be simulated with an inner join, not matched by target, that means it's only in the source table, can be simulated with a restricted left join, and not matched by source can be replicated with a restricted right join. And if you want both when matched, not matched by target and not matched by source, you can replicate that with the restricted full outer join. So do give this a try. We're not going to try this in the video, but I would want you guys to give that a try and see if you can get the same results. And that will give you an idea of how you can do all the three with a simple merge rather than using inserts, updates and deletes along with these joins and getting the same result, which is much more lengthy way of doing it. So you can give that a shot if you're interested.